Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Learn more at labrunerie.com or by calling 573-449-5313.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, November the 27th. Good to have you with us today. Katie Hayes is with us from Columbia Entertainment Company. Too much light makes baby go blind.
Yes.
Right? That's the name of CEC's production, which is opening on November 30th?
Yes, this Thursday.
Now, what is it about?
Well, that's the fun part about Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind, is it is 30 plays in 60 minutes.
It's what?
It's 30 plays in 60 minutes. So each play is about between 2 and 5 minutes long.
You're doing 30 plays in 60 minutes.
Yeah, and so I say it's kind of like the weather. If you don't like it, it'll change in about 2 minutes.
Right. Well, how'd you come up with the name Too Much Light Makes Baby Go Blind?
Well, it's the longest running play in Chicago history. The founders they call themselves the neo-futurists. They would write new plays every week, and they would just change it every single week. So they have this repertoire of thousands of these plays. And somehow, I think, just to make it more wacky and weird, they chose this really long, kind of goofy sounding title.
Yeah. Now, with 30 plays in 60 minutes, are many of the actors doing parts in other plays, or do you have new actors for every play?
I think there's 8 actors in the show.
Doing 30 plays?
Yeah, and so every new play that happens, they switch out. Some of them just have one, and some of them have 6 or more people in the play.
That's got to be difficult to do.
Yeah.
That's got to be difficult for the actors.
I think so.
How do they remember what play they're in?
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not doing it.
Okay.
And so that runs for 2 weeks. And then after that, in February, just a quick plug, we're doing Next to Normal. That's our winter musical.
Okay. But the one that we want to talk about today, 2 weeks, it's running for 2 weeks. It opens November 30th. You can see 30 plays in 60 minutes.
That's right.
And it's called Too Much Light Makes Baby Go Blind. And how do people get tickets for Columbia Entertainment Company?
They can go on our website, and that is cectheater.org. And that's theater with an R-E.
Okay.
And online there's information about tickets and the different shows that we're doing this season.
Okay. All right. Well, this seems like a really interesting project.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, they did warn us, though, that it's a little baughty, so maybe it's for adults only.
Oh, okay.
So get a little wild
it's
at
not
times.
rated PG?
No, I think it's supposed to be PG-13 and up. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so it is PG-13.
Whatever your comfort level is.
All right. Katie Hayes, thank you so much for coming by. Best of luck with it, okay?
Thanks.
Now, we turn to Dr. Michael Gardner, who is with us from MU Healthcare. Good to have you here,
Thank you,
Doctor. November is National Diabetes Month, and we're almost at the end of November, so you kind of squeeze it in here. But it's important to talk about diabetes and diabetes awareness. How many people are affected with diabetes?
So the statistics right now hover right around 30 million.
Could you have diabetes and not know it?
Absolutely. It's estimated that actually about a quarter of those people have diabetes and don't know it. The good news is that's actually going down.
Are there any symptoms of having diabetes?
So certainly, I'm glad you asked. The biggest symptoms that we see are urinating more, increased thirst, increased appetite, and sometimes in younger people in particular losing weight, although in older people it tends to be their weights don't go down.
The weights don't go down?
Not in the majority of adult onset diabetes or type 2 diabetes.
But urinating more, that's part of getting older too.
That can be.
But that is one of the warning signs,
Yeah.
is urinating more, losing weight if you're younger.
Yep. And having increased thirst. Also, we look for people who are at risk because your family members, particularly first degree, like mom, dad, sister, brother, have diabetes. That is a risk factor. Having a baby, if you're a woman, having a baby over 9 pounds, or gestational diabetes can be risk factors that we would factor in, or high blood pressure.
Okay. If diabetes goes untreated, what can happen?
Well, it slowly takes its toll on the body, and it tends to damage nerves and blood vessels. It's one of the leading causes of heart attack, and non-traumatic amputation actually is the leading cause of non-traumatic limb loss in the U.S.
Why is that?
Because as you slowly damage the blood vessels and the nerves, people get injuries that they don't realize they have, and they have difficulty healing them.
It's a simple test.
Simple blood test.
And then if you have diabetes, how is it treated?
So it can be treated with oral medications, injections of insulin, or one of the other things that we wanted to get out there is there are some new technology in terms of pumps, which pump insulin under the skin based on programs, based on algorithms, and the newest ones based even on your blood sugar.
So when you say pumps under the skin, it's permanently attached to you?
No, it's so that it pumps the insulin under your skin, but the device sits, you wear it on a belt or in a pouch. It's about the size of
And you keep it on all the time?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But when you shower, you take it off?
Yes,
Or if you go swimming, you take it off?
If you go swimming, shower, you don't take it off for very long periods of time.
And then is that pump, it's measuring your blood sugar continuously?
So the newest ones measure blood sugar continuously and then actually take that information and adjust the way that it gives you insulin, at least part of the time.
So you're keeping a needle or something inside. Doesn't that hurt or start to wear?
It's surprising. I've actually worn the needles, not the insulin. I don't have diabetes, but it's surprising how quickly you get used to it.
And it's just strapped onto you?
It's just strapped onto you.
Otherwise, you take, you can give yourself insulin shots.
Absolutely.
Or you can take medication.
Absolutely.
As far as checking for diabetes, if you go and do a blood test, is it instantaneously that you find out?
It's usually pretty quick. It's not usually instantaneous. Some offices have the ability to do it instantly, but usually it's going to be a day or two.
And then what happens? Let's say if you're diagnosed with diabetes, then the next thing that's happened is
Next thing is if it's type 2 diabetes, which is the most common in adults, we would prescribe some lifestyle modification. That includes vigorous exercise. We want 30 minutes a day. Not having exercise more than 3 times a week is actually a risk factor for diabetes. And then also trying to get some calories out of your diet and some medication. The ADA now recommends everyone with type 2 be started on medication.
Okay. All right. Dr. Michael Gardner, if people want more information, telephone number to call?
They're welcome to call us at the Diabetes Center, and that's 573-882-3818.
Or they can go online at MU Healthcare.
Absolutely. We have a page on the MU Healthcare website.
Okay. Dr. Michael Gardner, thank you so much for coming by. Pleasure seeing you, and I guess we'll see you again next year.
Probably
National
so.
Diabetes
Probably so.
Month. Tomorrow, Maples Rep Theater. Have yourself a good afternoon. Bye-bye.